Alright guys, this year is quite a tough year, but nevertheless, we will always have to look out for flows, look out for interesting insights, interesting ideas that we can find, especially in the first quarter of 2025. Of course, the big news is Trump and his tariffs. I think what shocked people, too busy to find stock ideas, check out Fire Pro to shortcut your research time and effort by 90%. 10% off link in the comments and description. Was how he did it to everybody and the numbers that they are, it's just massive.
Big numbers.
Big
so,
numbers.
He started off his tariff threat around early February, and then it escalated in April 2025. But I mean, I believe that companies already foresee this. That's why when he actually did the first round of the tariff right against his allies, which is Canada, Mexico, and also all those Japan, Korea, all those close allies people. And then I think companies also got smart and they kind of like did some sort of like front loading. And this actually you can see evidently in the numbers. So this is depicted from DOSM. You can see that this is their trade statistics. And if you notice, for 2024, around January to March actually 2025, you notice that this is the green color one. It's actually higher than compared to 2024 and even 2023 by a huge amount. And if you know that Malaysia exports
they're number 2.
Yeah, correct. And
after Singapore.
Correct. We export like E&E stuff, we export glove, we export some of furniture, a very small little amount of palm oil, and all these kind of things to the USA. And you can see that the rise of it over here is kind of like a hedge, not hedge, but preparation, front loading. Yes, correct. So that's why if you look at companies that is going to be announcing their quarterly soon,
should be quite good.
It should be quite good. Yeah, maybe it's just going to be a once-off, or maybe it's not.
It depends on the deal that Malaysia strikes with the US.
Yes, exactly. So you can see that, okay, so export to the US is increasing. So what is the item or sector that is going to be benefiting? So number one, or the obvious one we can see is E&E export. You can see that the data for March 2025, it bumped. Is similar to this one, also export to the US. So companies that you can look out for probably is those that have huge exposure to the US. So there's actually 2 companies in this list over here that has it. Number one is Unisem. The other one is Great Technology Berhad. You also can argue Inari because they are serving Broadcom as well. So in the end, you go through from Singapore then to the US. So maybe you can look out for tech companies. Upcoming quarterlies, probably they will release like some sort of like good revenue or even like profits. Second one is Plantation. So Plantation so far, I think it is still fine. It is more than 2024's figure, although it is not as high as in 2023. There's a once-off increase over here. And the reason why the export value is increasing is because of the CPO prices. You can see that the latest palm oil prices is actually more than 2024's number on average. 2024 is around like 3.5 to 3.7. 2025 is actually around like 4K. So that's why you notice the export value is actually increasing. But you also notice that right now, palm oil actually breached its 4,000 level, which indicates that probably the demand is actually weakening a lot, or maybe there is just more supply. Okay, so the next one is oil. I mean, if you look at PCAM, if you look at Dialog, Hibiscus, they're all very tough, right? Yeah, so it's very bad. And you can see that our export also is actually very tough also. If you notice, 2025's figure is lower than 2023 and 2024's number. And if you guys don't know, we export our petroleum product to Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, Australia, Vietnam, and also China. So you can tell the demand is actually very bad. And not to mention, there is quite a volatile like announcements because one day the OPEC said that they're going to increase oil price, which is why it actually tumbled down a lot. And then the next day, the US say that they're going to sanction Iran's oil because they don't want Iran to export to China. Then that news caused like the oil to rally like 8% from the bottom. So that's why oil right now is actually a very volatile era. Okay, next one is chemical. Chemical also not so much. It's actually even lower than 2023 and 2024's number. And chemical has to do with the ethylene, methanol, propylene.
Because this is petchem.
This is all petchem's product and also fertilizer, all those kind of things. That's why you can see that petchem's number is not going to be doing so well for the time being. Okay, glove.
Small bright spot?
Small little. It is still lower than 2024 number because probably that time Chinese medical gloves are exporting heavily to the US, right? So that's why the numbers is not really that good as compared to 2024. But at least it's actually better than in 2023. But obviously the numbers have been dropping, so we need to see like whether in March and April whether the number will improve, because that is the time period where the US imposed like I think more than 100% in their medical class tariff. So yeah, we shall see that. Okay, next one, furniture. Furniture is also slightly about the same as 2024's January. This one we still have not much data, but we need to see.
The evidence seems to be hinting that furniture will be better.
Yes, correct. So you can see that 2023 number is already surpassed 2023's number. We cannot count 2021 and 2022 because that one is supply chain issue and also COVID. But so far it is muted. But then the US also imposed quite a heavy tariff against their furniture products. So in the end,
but less than China, Vietnam, where a lot of these our rival furnitures are from.
Correct. So probably Malaysia's furniture can capture some market share away from China and maybe potentially from Vietnam. So we shall see the numbers for February and also March, which is coming the next few months later. Okay, so the takeaway over here is that we still have a lot of time. I mean, the deal is 90 days, right? Starting from April. So the companies have time until June 2025 to front load their orders. So potentially the next few months,
you'll see good quarters, especially Q2. Yeah.
Yes, correct. Q1 and Q2.
If Q1 already was so big,
yeah,
I think Q2 will be even bigger.
Yeah. So, but don't be surprised if, let's say, exporting companies report like good results. That's the message that we're trying to give. And then the second one is for China, they have to front load until March 2025 because April is where they get hit with the 100+% of tariff rate. March is still fine. But the thing is that there are countries right now, they're being very smart. They say that those that is made in China, they just scribble down the label and then they say it's made in Korea. So they're trying to do this kind of thing to like bypass the US tariff. But don't know whether the US will do anything about it. Probably they will. But anyhow, so which means that China is going to be facing some sort of like contraction in terms of their export to the US in the second quarter. And then hopefully maybe Malaysia can capture some of the market share away from them. Now, the last one is whether export-oriented companies will report good quarters. I think some of them will. But obviously, we also need to see whether can they actually control the cost or not. Because they are also sourcing some materials from elsewhere, like from either China, Singapore, Thailand, or wherever. Then they need to sell it to the US. So we're not sure whether the parts that's coming from China, whether the cost will increase or not. But so far, if you just look at export value-wise, it seems that their sales will be pretty good for at least for quarter 1 2025. So maybe you can look forward to it. So yeah, that's about it. And you can see we also got share some of the export statistics to our members as well.
In our pro community.
Yeah, quite early on before we do the video. So if you want to get hold of these insights fast and early, make sure to join FirePro and can use a 10% discount link in the description and comments.
FirePro is a community to help people shortcut their research using our write-ups that are very easy and fast to read, using our reference portfolio so that you can take maybe some tips and tricks on what to do and what not to do. And of course, have conversations and gain insights from people within the community from various industries, fund managers, plastics, finance, all this. And you get a taste of what's inside FirePro. Check out our free sample, link in comments and description. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.